According to the state media, retired General Chiwenga is currently not in Zimbabwe. Guess where he is? He is in Uganda to witness the inauguration of Yoweri Museveni, who won fraudulent elections in Uganda. Museveni is one of the demagogues in the African continent, who is also suppressing his own people. There is actually, I mean, his government is a dictatorship. He does not respect the constitution. He does not respect the rights for the people of Uganda. As we are speaking at the moment, he is still hunting down for the opposition leader in that particular country, Bobby Wine. So Chiwenga being seen at that inauguration, I'm quite so sure that Mnangagwa may have played a role. It is also part of tainting his name, being seen witnessing the inauguration of a demagogue. That on its own may make people to see him in another view. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the subscribe button. So retired General Chiwenga is in Uganda to witness the inauguration of a demagogue, Yoweri Museveni, who has served Uganda for many years, winning fraudulent elections. I'm sure we saw the events leading to his election. As we are speaking at the moment, the military in Uganda, as well as state security apparatus, they are hunting for the opposition leader in that particular country. I think also Museveni may be a friend with Mnangagwa because these two, they want to establish dynasties in their own respective country, and Mnangagwa may have calculatively done so. I think I must underscore that Chiwenga has to be very, very careful. I'm sure he is a military personnel who masters these issues in that particular country. So, and it's quite actually clear that the announcement was made when he was already in Uganda that Valerio Sibanda is joining the ZANU-PF politiburo. There is high probability he may not have been informed about the agenda of Emmerson Mnangagwa doing all this. So visiting Uganda, it's a political strategy to me for Mnangagwa. Why didn't he actually go and preferred to send retired General Chiwenga? You would understand that Chiwenga cannot go there on his own accord. Definitely he was delegated, because in Zimbabwe, a vice president has no specific job except to serve under the president. So he is serving under Emmerson Mnangagwa, nothing less or nothing more. And so also I have spoken about what could be the meaning of the appointment of Valerio Sibanda in the absence of Chiwenga. Is he coming to actually replace Chiwenga, or is coming to replace Kembo Mohati? Someone on social media says he will be made VP with the retirement of Mohati, so that is just him and Chiwenga in the VP slots. Then when the drama begins, he will be well positioned to benefit from the new benefactor. Let me see. Someone says, Hopewell Chingono says, you are correct politically. That, I mean, what this means is that the next vice president, who will represent the former ZAPU-ZIPRA bloc under the long-standing but unwritten balancing arrangement that emerged after the unit accord, will be General Philip Valerio Sibanda. He has now become the most senior former ZAP figure within the politburo and broader ZANU-PF power structures. What many observers are seeing is President Mnangagwa preparing a replacement for Vice President Kembo Mohati, who reportedly wanted to leave government some time ago, but was persuaded to remain because of the intense succession and factional battles taking place inside ZANU-PF. The next move will therefore be Mohati's retirement and the elevation of General Sibanda into that vice presidential slot. In essence, Zimbabwe will then end up with two former army generals serving as vice presidents. That is, of course, unless President Mnangagwa moves against General Chiwenga first, or General Chiwenga and his allies moves against Mnangagwa before such a transition takes place. So this is the prediction of actually Hopewell Chinono on the matter of Valerio Sibanda. Now, I was speaking about Chiwenga being in Uganda. It's meant to change his name. It meant to actually put him at the league of Yoweri Museveni. And I must underscore that Mnangagwa, each and every time he does something, it's either he's outside the country or the person may be outside the country. So for retired General Chiwenga, I think at this moment we should be very, very careful about every moves that he makes. It must be calculated moves. Otherwise, Emerson Mnangagwa is quite clear he is on his back and is not quite comfortable about retired General Chiwenga. You can see temperatures in Zimbabwe are rising on a daily basis. Political moves are being made by both factions that actually unsettles each of those factions within ZANU-PF. So in my view, Chiwenga being sent to Uganda is a political strategy to change him, because most of the people at the moment who are supporting Chiwenga in Zimbabwe are mainly from the opposition. And of course some within ZANU-PF, but quite a large number of them from the opposition. They are hoping that Chiwenga would be a democratic leader. So Emerson Mnangagwa sending him on these actually interventions, sending him to appear to be celebrating Museveni. It's a strategy, and they may actually give him an opportunity to speak, and they may play this video also on their propaganda machinery, that is the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation. So he's currently in Uganda and to act on the inauguration of a demagogue, that is Yoweri Museveni. And Mnangagwa, I think, could not leave the country at this crucial point in time. He needs to be doing a lot of strategies, and it's a crucial week and some days to come. Remember, the Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 is to head to Parliament. So really, it's actually a tense moment for Emerson Mnangagwa. War veterans as well as retired military generals have spoken about this bill. They are against this bill. I'm yet to realize on whether also Philip Valerio Sibanda is one of the retired military generals against this bill, or he has been actually put in the pockets of Zigalanda and Emerson Mnangagwa. In politics, anything is actually possible, but in my view, if it does so, it will be a serious miscalculation. But we don't want to judge him without the evidence. But there is absolutely a possibility of either remaining within the retired General Chiwenga faction or having crossed through. But his appointment should not be seen as a favor. in my view, I mean, it was necessary. It is known, maybe according to the covenant that was made. If Chiwenga at the moment is the vice president, next to take over from Emerson Mnangagwa, I'm sure Valerio Sibanda, in terms of seniority, I think you have heard Blessed Kesa when he was still alive saying under Chiwenga they want to make sure that there is one vice president. If the president comes from ZANU, and then the vice has to come from ZIPRA. If the president is from ZIPRA, then the vice president has to come from ZANU, unless if that was meant to appease certain individuals. And I think that is why you have seen Chiwenga supported by war veterans from Machapelela, led by Ethan Martinelli. Maybe it is because of this promise and this language. Is it a deception tactic so that he learns to the top post? That would be seen as time goes on. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the subscribe button. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send stars. Apologies on showers. Rain is hitting us very hard. In fact, we have got a storm, and that is why from time to time when I'm live, you will hear these noises, because